Let's get this party started. Let's get the intro going. Let's get into Bitcoin. Let's do what we do every day, guys. I love y'all. Bang, bang, bang. Cass in all-time highs. Casper, baby. Hey, yo. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. I thought this was kind of funny with the black vest, but you know what I mean? Gonna change it up a little bit. Felt there was some black dark in here. Whatever, you know what I mean? This was my dad's shirt. So every once in a while I wear one of my dad's shirts to kind of remember my dad, man, and to remember his resilience, his attention to detail, and his style, man. My dad had a pair of Ferragamos, man. I found that he never even used. I found them in his closet when he died. So crazy, right? He probably bought some felt tips, you know, back in the day. He knew how to get nice things, man. Shout out to Crypto Bear Baker in the house. Bang, bang, bang. Shout out to everybody here. Let's make memes again, yeah. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, there's a coin called something 2024, but anyway. Let's talk about it. Loom looks like it could make a nice little move here. It's been a while since Loom took a beat down, right? But I see it in this cup and handle, retracing to a nice Fibonacci support level 2 as well. That's a golden pocket it's in. It's in the golden pocket right now. Hey, you do whatever makes you happy, but that looks very interesting to me. Loom could possibly make a move. And Loop, we just changed the word, one letter from Loom, from M to P, MNLOP, and Loop. Trade Loom, trade Loop, trade whatever you want. Get loopy with Loop, but Loop hit the target, out the cup and handle. If you're in my trading group, we started looking at this shoulder, head, right shoulder here, around 6 cents, and it already went all the way to 8.5 pennies, baby. Shout out to everybody here. Ooh, I got the wrong screen on. This is a shame. Dude, I set this before I started the live. What is going on here? Hey, hold on. I don't know why this doesn't make any sense. Oh, you know what? I set the wrong one. It's this one. Forgive me, everybody. Can't see the chart, you moron. How dumb are you? I'm sorry. Let's take a look at, I'm talking to myself, not you guys. Let's take a look at Loom. Loom did a nice move to the, Loom looks like it could make a nice move to the upside. I like what I'm looking for Loom. And Loop, change the word. Loop hit the target beautifully. Target hit. Booyah, 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 booyah. Shout out to everybody here in the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Let's be conscious of each other and each other's time and space at all times. You're here to give me your time. I want to either make you laugh, make you think about something interesting, give you a life lesson from a story that I've been through or something like that, or give you a lesson in the charts. If I can't do one of those 5 things, then I'm not going to waste your time. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. What's up, peeps? Desk Pop, baby, in the house. So let's take a look at Bitcoin on the perpetual here on MEXC and see what's happening. This is starting to make a bit of a rising wedge, but it did break out of the channel. And what's interesting, it looks like a lot kind of like what it did here, where it went up, came down, and then it slowly made its way to the upside. These look very similar. Do we just kind of slowly go up again to the upside? Let's go over the bullish and the bearish ideas for you, all right, and break it down. First thing I'm going to look at is the most bearish scenario. We're going to be 100% bears right now, all right? We're going to become bears. We're going to hibernate. We're going to start looking for bunnies to eat. Don't eat bunnies. But we're going to be bears right now, all right? I do see a move out of the flag. Actually, right now, let me before I become a bear, you know what I mean? A full-on bear here. And I like taking on the persona of a bear, you know? And I like taking on the persona of a bull. I'd never want to be too much of one tang, all right? I want to be both tangs. I did say tangs because I don't want to be a tang. Did I really delete all my old work just there? What am I doing over here? Anyway. Oh, no, I'm gonna work on this chart. That's why, yeah. Sorry. I'm like, what is my mind? My mind moves so fast. I'm like, tell me what you want to do, mind, so I can keep up with you. All right. I just, I know you got a plan, but let me stay in the zone with you, mind. I got a mind of my own, or my mind has a mind of its own, I feel like sometimes. So I see a move out of this falling wedge to the upside because I see low stochastics curving. I want to look at my 15. 15-minute looks good too. When my 15-minute and my 1 hour are aligned in a falling wedge, we had a little bit of bullish divvy there last night. That's flatter too. Bit of a shoulder, head, right shoulder there. You see the inverted head and shoulder. Is it just me, or am I crazy? But you can see clearly an inverted head and shoulder there, So just do what the charts tell you to do. That tells you we should make some money to the upside right now. That tells me that should make a move. If don't use emotions and I'm just a blind trader, which I am, I'm just going to look at that and trade it exactly how I'm supposed to trade it. All right. Nothing more, nothing less. And it doesn't mean, and if I get stopped out and it doesn't play out, it just means I took a probability that didn't take the probability. That's all. Nothing on me. Everyone gets emotional when they lose a trade, but it's nothing on you. It just, you took probability that didn't play out. Shout out to RJ Knox. Shout out to Creators Crypto. That GFR rounded top doesn't look amazing. Hardest working man in crypto. Shout out to Sneaky Pete Vaporizer in the house. Burke, you think GFAL will big? We'll take a look at that. Work of the weekend so I can trade the markets during the week. Amen. I feel you. Livermore cylinder. God bless you. I don't know what that means, but God bless you. The Livermore cylinder. I don't even know what that means. I'm going to have to look it up. Now you just taught me something because I'm going to find out. I come for the trading, the life lessons, the business lessons, the spirituality, the friendship, and the love. Looking at a blank screen, Sammy. And someone said, is it worth it to join the trading group? And, I answered back. I said, to hang out with a self-made millionaire every single day that's never take a day off, probably not going to be a good idea for you. Probably a bad idea, probably have a bad influence on you. So I wouldn't join the trading group if I were you. I would stay away from me because, I just tend to have too good of an influence. And then your experience with everyone else just will never feel the same. And you'll the rest of your life, no one else will ever impress you again. And, it'll just ruin your entire life. So just don't join the trading group. You'll be too amazed. You'll be too in love with everything that goes on in there that for the rest of your life, you'll just never find something more amazing. And it might just peak. You might just peak. You know what I mean? And I don't want you to peak. So, maybe when you're 80 or 90 years old, after everything that's happened, you can come into the trading group. But right now, probably a bad idea to hang out with a multimillionaire every single day and figure out how to become, a multimillionaire. When I had no money, two of my friends made millions of dollars. They sold the company for $225 million. I hung out with them as much as I could. Not because they had money, because they had a sense of how to make money. All right? Because they had a business savvy sense. I was interested in how they did it. I was always, one of my buddies, he was the CEO. We're great friends to this day. And you know what? He noticed that I all the other people around him he noticed that I knew he had it. And I was like, man, how do I get it? How did you do it like this? I want to do it the way you did it. Or, not exactly, but I want to, he when he was like 34, he bought a $7 million apartment looking over the entire East River, or the Hudson River. We could see the statue. I would go over his house, watch football, and just look out onto the ocean, into the East River. And I was just like, my man, you did it. You balled out. Like he was living like Derek Jeter, man, my buddy. And it hit me, man. And I would go over his house every day. Every other day. We hang out all the time, a lot. He was one of my closest friends. He still is to this day. And I kept telling him, I'm going to come up too, man. You're going to see me. I'm going to come up, baby. I'm going to make it, baby. And I kept saying, and he kept being he mentored me, man. There was times where I was going to start all these different businesses, and I'd sit with him, and I'd be like, all right, I'm about to bring in this person, but I'm not sure. And he'd ask me the key questions that I needed to ask. He even brought his dad in, who was the VP of sales for Tropicana and some other companies. And he had his dad mentoring me and my wife the last few months about business. He would sit down and go over us. So man, you look and seek out the people around you. And when they see you gain, and before his dad used to say hi and bye, just whatever. And I didn't have my own business. His dad really had no, his dad was nice to me. Now his dad sees me grinding, starting my own company, doing big things. His dad's like, hey, I want to talk to Sammy. You start grinding, and then the people around you are more resourceful than you realized. And they start coming out of the woodwork. You start seeing things you never thought possible. I'm telling you right now, this is the sauce right now. Anyone could teach you TA. But I really want to get you going in life. I want you to go after it because TA is just part of life, man. It's just one of the building blocks of your entire life. And once you make money, you're gonna have to learn how to keep it. You're also gonna learn how to be low key with it. You know what I mean? There's a way to do it with class, and I want to project that into all of cryptocurrency so everyone doesn't think we're all Lambo fools. You know what I mean? Or, buying chains and stuff like that. Like, we want to do it with class in cryptocurrency, man. We want to show people how we buy islands, land, how we procure water, how we get the plastic out of air, whatever. We want to show that because we had the clearest frequency from begin with, when we make our millions, we want to really change the world. We want to show people that, cryptocurrency really changed the world. Anyway, let's get back into Bitcoin. So there's a possible trade here. I will caution you. All right. I'm in a trade right now. It's not that big, though. It's a $1,000 trade, 17x leverage, trading Bitcoin USD perpetual. That's where you have to actually send some Bitcoin on in to the account. All right. Anyway, let's get back into Bitcoin and talk about it. So now, here's another thing that I see that's not. Let's be a bear now. Let's be a bear, which I don't always do, right? So bearish scenario right now, you have a bearish divvy here, okay, on the daily time frame, clear as day. Every time I've seen that, we've had a major dump. However, the stochastics has had all this time to reset on the daily, and it did not dump. That's very rare. It's a rare sign, all right? I study this all the time. And look, I'll take you back in the past. Let's go over it. Let's do this together so you can see what I see. I'm going to take you through what 15 years of trading like this has taught me. But I'm going to crunch it down into 5 minutes for you to blow your mind. So check it out. Stochastics were high here, all right? We reset on the daily, but we went up. That told you that something big was brewing because this should have reset to the downside. So here's one occasion where you get the anomaly, all right? Here's where you come up. When you get high, you curve down. What happens? Price dumped. You came up again. What happened? Price dumped nicely. It was supposed to dump. When the stochastics reset, you're supposed to go down. That's what's supposed to happen. Look, here the stochastics reset. Nice dump. Here, even the stochastics reset. It was a smaller dump. That's how you knew a big move was coming. See, I can compare the last few dumps to the dump we have now. And when you see it waning, it tells you that the bulls are taking over the bears. There's a ratio module. You get it? Think about it. When we were here, we came down, nice dump. Now we're here again, smaller dump, but still a dump. Now here, major dump, smaller dump, and then we started to take off. You know what I mean? So anyway, then we get a bigger pump, the same idea, but let's keep going with the dump. So right here, look, we dump down. Right there, we dump down. All these 1, 2, 3 are 3 curve peaks in the stochastics. We come to the downside. Here's the curve peak in the stochastic. We come to the downside. Here we have a curve peak in the stochastic. We've been moving down, down, down. The price action has not really gone to the downside. That's a strange anomaly. Whenever I see that, and I'm trying to tell everyone, and I don't think people fully get it, but this is how I can see things that other people just can't see. Like everyone else is using Fibonacci, and I use Fib, and I use supporter. I use what everyone else sees. I can see what they see. I can see their Fib levels. I can see what they're going for. I can see the supporter resistance. I can see the possible reversal areas. But then there's these other things. It's about price and stochastic. If you keep using price and stochastic, and you bang that in your head, and you continuously understand this flow motion of stochastics to price, you're going to be able to see, like, it's like obvious to you when there's going to be a move. Like, you'll see it. It'll be like, oh, there it is. Everyone else can't seem to see it because this takes a few years to really get under your belt, in my humble opinion. It's almost like riding a boat over the waves and understanding how much you have to put onto the engine depending on what happens. Like, very similar idea, all right? Let's get this move up. This is an inverted head and shoulder that's supposed to break to the upside. That's what's supposed to happen. The 15-minute is in our favor. The 1 hour is in our favor. Can we get a move out of the inverted head and shoulder to the top of the channel? Now, I wouldn't expect from too much tonight. It is a weekend. And we have a resistance right there waiting for us. Nice and tight in a bow at 34,881. But can we get the move to the upside? That's the question. That's what we're looking for. Yeah, everyone keeps shorting. So, yeah. So, I'm happy I joined the 99 last night. Got in some super chats from my big dog, Sammy. Big dogs gotta eat. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. Crypto Guido in the house. You're the man, dude. Potato Burger called it yesterday. Unify to the moon, baby. Amen. Everyone open high leverage shorts right now. You're funny. 100x long. I follow Gareth trades, but not many trades. He's very less aggressive. I work 7 days a week. I'm on a high tilt. My frequency is at another level, man. Like, I love everyone in the space. I'm cool with everyone in the space. Gareth's one of the nicest people you ever meet. I've met him numerous times, hung out with him just the other week in St. Petersburg, Florida. Great guy. You know what I mean? What a, beautiful people in this. You know what? The space is full of so many awesome people. They really are. What did Crypto Billy say here? Only a few more minutes to pass notes. Get it out of your system. I know, right? Hey, give me that note. Hey, Bert, give me that. I saw you passing a note. I saw one of the students passing a note. Give me that. Give me that. I saw you. What were you passing? It was Burke to Crypto Billy, wasn't it? You want to meet after school and brawl. Oh, so you guys are planning a little brawl, huh? Think it's funny, huh? Behind the teacher's back, huh? You, Billy, and Burke, you're late. You're staying after school for detention. See what happens now. See what happens now. All right? If you pass notes again in class, all right? And that goes for everyone else here in class. If you're passing notes, I'm going to find it. I'm going to take it. I'm going to know what's going on. Let's get back to class. Billy, please. I don't want to have to call your mother again. Excuse me, that's not right. I shouldn't say that. I don't have. I apologize. I hope your mom's. I could have offended you. I was joking. All right. When I'm joking, I get to say stuff. All right. Anyway, God bless everybody here on the space. So anyway, I don't want to delete that. I want to delete this little circle. It was annoying me. Anyway, I see an inverted head and shoulder to the upside. That's just what the price action wants to do. We see low stochastics. It's highly likely it's going to do it. There's a 78% chance this breaks out. I'm just showing you what the charts convey. I'm not telling you what's going to happen. Also, there's a bit of hidden bully here as you get a swing up to swing up. But this somewhat is kind of flat. Not really that beautiful. Man, it still swings up somewhat, though. Let's see on the 30 if we keep going. Do we get hidden bully? Yeah, see, that's a hidden bullish. Oh, no, not yet. Okay, I'm pushing it. 7 minute, maybe. It's class B. It's like a slight piece of hidden bullish. I don't need to make this line. So I'm calling Bitcoin to the upside based on this idea. I could be 100% wrong. It could turn around and dump to the downside. It is at a resistance right now as it's hitting this bar. It's going to have to break up to the upside. Oh my God, Bitcoin just boomed up. Oh my God. Like, are you kidding me? And watch, if we get a short squeeze right now, people will think there's something strange going on with me. Like, am I psychic? Like, why did I wait till 10? Usually I go on at 8 or 9. But look, we got liquidity right here too. On an easy weekend move. This look not an easy, but a simple weekend move. Looks like we can get all the way to 35,000 to 35,100. We do still have this ball of liquidity hanging on us, trying to take us to 34.1, 33,230 with the big order there. And look, there goes Bitcoin to the upside. I just called it for you. I just did it again. I mean, who does it? Who does it like this? Who does it like this, babe? Babe, who calls Bitcoin like this? Only me, baby. Only me, baby. I swear I'm a time traveler, and I studied all the times it went up, wrote them down, and I have a whole list right now, and I know every single move that Bitcoin's going to make in the next 2 years, but you guys don't believe me, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? How could I be that accurate? Think about it. If I wasn't a time traveler, how in gosh name could I be that accurate? Show up on a Saturday night, it goes up. Show up on a Tuesday night, it goes up. Show up on a Wednesday morning. Show up on a Saturday morning. Move the stream to certain weird times. The second I show up, the thing's going up. How? You know what I'm saying? How you do this? When was your turn to be this good of a trader? Top-down analysis, baby. Amen. And look at that beautiful move to the upside. I just want to relish in that. Even if that's all we get right now for the day. I mean, come on, man. You got to give it to the lifer. We did it, baby. We did it again, man. We're going to love this life, man. It's pretty obvious it's black magic. Yeah. Do you use Market Cipher? I had Market Cipher for 2 years. I back engineered it, figured exactly how it was working, figured out where momentum came from, understood indicators, began to learn, and then realized I only needed the simple indicators, and I realized I could turn people into machines with free indicators. I love Cipher, though. It's awesome, and I love CryptoFace. It's great. You know? I mean, look at this beautiful move. I mean, that's beautiful. I called that green. I want to say what I want to say, but I can't say it. That big green. It's just what we all used to say, man. It's a big green one, you know? And look, there is a short squeeze happening right now for Bitcoin. Congratulations if you're taking gains. We appreciate you. We love you. That could have been a nice 200 extra because it just went up, like right from the stat. It's weird I don't see a short liquidation yet. There we go. And there we go. There we go. I was waiting on it. I was like, come on now. When are you going to pump for me? I just showed up on the stream. It's time to make some gains. It's time to pay us. Inverted head and shoulder to the upside. Clear as day. This stuff happens. There was a 68% chance I was right. And then with the Stokes low, there was like an 80% chance that I was right. I'm 80% to 90% accurate every time I tell you what's going to happen. It's likely going to happen. I hate to say. And it's pretty weird. Anyway, I'm going to stop tooting my own horn. It's going to be a beautiful day. May God bless me right now. You know, dear Lord, thank you so much for giving me the skill, for giving me the repetitional discipline, and for helping me wake up every single day feeling good and going after it. I really greatly appreciate it. The results from my life, from my dedication to God, have changed my life forever. So I suggest if you like what you're seeing here and you're seeing the charts pump, I suggest you dedicate yourself to God, because I never would have got this good at TA if I didn't dedicate myself to God. I'm telling you right now. God has a huge part, because God helped my discipline. God helped me go for the gusto. God helped me go all the way. As Bitcoin continues to pump and short squeeze, like I told you it would the second I showed up on the stream. Me no play you, man. You know? When you give, you unselfishly pass on your knowledge, you enrich others, and you gain. Yeah, exactly. I learned that if you give every single thing you have away, God will always help you, because God is trying to help his people. So if you help God's people as much as possible, God's going to help you, man. Think about it. The more you help others, the more God's going to be there for you, because he's going to be like, hey, man, like he needs the help. He needs help in a way. I mean, I'm not going to say he needs help, but he doesn't mind it, right? So the more you do, the more your life is going to be taken care of by God. Like, and then you put your faith in God. And then when you put your faith in God, he gets really excited, because he's like, wow, you really believe. And when you truly believe, that was the test all along. And when you finally pass the test, things really start to go in your favor. And I tell people how if I had just only known it earlier, things would have worked out so much better for me. You know, I would take profits on a weekend trade. That hit the target as far as I'm concerned. But you do whatever makes you happy. Now we go to smaller time frames and we look for some type of bullish flag here on the 30-second, the 1 minute, you know, and we begin to break things down into brass tacks. We could even trade the 5-second if we want to. I don't advise it on the weekend, but you know, that is a little bit of a wedge with low stochastics. Could we get a push to the upside? A little bit of hidden bullish. If I can get a little bit of chicken fried. My daughter loves chicken fried. She's like, Daddy, can we play chicken fried again? But then when she says cold beer on a Saturday night, I'm kind of like, not what I wanted her to be saying. Me and my wife have a love-hate relationship with country, because there's a lot of, not every song, but there's songs with liquor in them. But everyone, I would take my gains there as you're overbought on the 1 minute time frame. Too far away from the 21-day moving average. Price now has to come back down to the 21 in order for it to usually continue to the upside. I call this the twisted sister. I make two patterns like so. It's likely going to take both if it's bullish. If it's bearish, it's going to eat all the way down and just kind of continue all the way. And then you're looking for a retest. Okay? At this point, you could also pull a Fibonacci on a smaller level and see if you can get a 786 fib or a golden pocket retracement. All right? I don't always pull the fib at this. I'm more looking at the 21-day moving average and price action, right? That was a beautiful trade if anyone took it. And there you have it, to the upside, baby, to the upside. Thought that trade was bigger. Up $43. It's not bad, actually. You know? Kind of like that, honestly. I do see some bigger moves coming on the 1 hour time frame. Let me see if I'm being too preemptive now. And now you want to zoom out and really take a look at that 1 hour. And the 1 hour looks good. I mean, it's just getting started in a way. It could be hitting a resistance, though. You see that? Like, we really got to break back above that zone. It's an area that I want to, I really want to get us above even these wicks and really to this next, 34,850. All right. It's actually looking pretty interesting. Let's go back to that 1 minute. It's getting pretty bullish right now. Yeah, it's the 30-second. So look, let me get out of here for a second. 30 seconds looking bullish. Hold on. And lately I've had to use the 30-second. It's like they don't want people to know what they're doing, so they've been keeping us locked in. But see how the 30-second just touched the 21 and got low stochastic? Tells me that we could get a continuation here. We might have to dissect on these small time frames. Dissection on the small time frame. We must become the bot. I can teach you how to trade like a bot. I can show you what's going on. How did I know we were going to short squeeze the second I came on to the live stream? Bang, bang, bang. We do this every single day of the channel. If you're new here and you're just getting into trading, I could teach you so much. I can blow your mind. Shout out to the 648 people on the live on a Saturday morning. We used to have nobody here on a Saturday morning. I'm telling you right now, the market's changing. Like, the market is changing. Soon we're going to have 1,000 people on the Saturday morning show. We're going to have 2,000 people on the live stream. Like, it's going to get out of control. I can tell you, I got nervous when I first had 500 people on the live stream. I can remember it. I was like, oh my God, I got five. I was like freaking out, you know? Eventually you get used to all these things and you just kind of do your job, man. You know? You do what you got to do no matter what. And may God bless all you lifers. Looks like your website is down this morning. Oh, that doesn't sound good. That's weird. I hope this dude's being babe, our website's down. You didn't tell me. Why is it down? What? So I'm out of business right now? Like, my store is closed? This is ridiculous. You didn't tell me? Why is my website down? No go, man. I work too hard. Thank you for telling me, man. Yo, you know what, Paul? You're the wackest human being on earth. And I'm going to call you out for being such a whack dude. You know what, man? Wishing bad energy on others is so whack, bro. I shouldn't do the same thing you did to me. You know what? So God bless you, bro. But to say something like that, because I have PTSD, man, from my channel and everything I've gone through, and I'm all here on my own, and to say something like that, it's pretty whack, bro. Pretty whack. So, shame on you, my friend. Shame on you. May God take mercy on you for being horrible. I wish I could use leverage CAS on BingX using standard futures. Is CAS on BingX? I'm happy like yesterday, many jokes. Do you see retracement on Bitcoin on the long term? Things just got pretty emotional. Well, yeah, they did, man. Yeah, it's my entire life. That website's my entire life. Like, what are you talking about? Like, you think it's a joke? It's not. Anyway, let's brush it off and get serious. No, I just don't like when people when people hide in the background, act like they want to support you, and then they like send a nasty comment like that. It's pretty weird to me. It tells me that person's off frequency and has split personality disorder. You know what I mean? Like, they want to be a part of something, but they don't know how to do it. They want to hate on whatever they're looking at. Like, I don't know. Anyway, let's move on. I don't want to psychoanalyze this guy. Let's take a look at the 22-hour time frame. To me, you know, once you lose the 21, there's likelihood I'll be honest, this is like the most bearish and bullish thing I've ever seen, you know? It looks bearish, but again, when usually you dump, the stochastics are high at this point when you get the bearish div and you start to make a move down. The stochastics have reset and you're kind of, you know, and you've been slowly getting, the price has been slowly getting accumulated. Remember, BlackRock has to buy like $650,000. Anyway, shout out to the site is back up. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you. God bless you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you. And to address this man, and again, I'm not your average person. You're the only one that took an Hasley. Your website went down and he jokingly said you got hacked. Nah, man. He projected a negative frequency vibe into reality, bro. That's what he did. You know what I mean? And you may be doing the same thing. I'm just joking. You know what? You're out of here too, man. We're pretty far from the 200, but also touching the 21. Can we bounce? I've seen it. We can. You never know. Let's get back in. My website's back up and running. Back up and running, babe. Thank God. I feel better now. All right. That threw me off. I'll be honest. It threw me off. I'm not going to say it didn't throw me off. What would you do if your website went down? You worked your butt off on it. You have staff working 24/7 all around the world. You know what I mean? You're about to go into elevation, right? We don't need people like that. Shout out to Vitality P. So look, I mean, this looks like it's going to break up to the upside. Look at that thing. You get the falling wedge. It starts to break on out. You look for the hidden bullish. Kind of have it a little bit. You technically have hidden bullish here. You see that? I was really saying that this should continue to the upside. You should break through the high on this very small time frame. Again, this is weekend trading. I don't expect huge moves, but you never know. All right. Shout out to Bitcoin Trader. Time for a shout out to us members. Shout out to all the beautiful people on the live. Shout out to Crypto Plumber, Rooster, Vitality B, GF Burke, and everyone that makes this show amazing. Shout out to Crypto Billy. Shout out to Rooster. Shout out to Survival Kid 0815. Shout out to Oberion. Shout out to Incognito. Shout out to DCA. Shout out to Bitcoin Jim. Shout out to Con Chisel. Shout out to We Buy Any Watches. We're saying 43 in the higher time frame. Amen. Shout out to Nick Giacaruso for the $10 super chat, making it awesome. Shout out to Cesar Cordero. Shout out to Paul Uncivil and everybody here on the live. We love you. Shout out to a lot more crypto. I got a lot of crypto, but I need a lot more. And I'm going to put on one of my favorite songs to get me back in my zone, man. Back in my zone. Then we're going to look at some altcoins, and then I'm going to jump on out of here by 11 o'clock. Not too long. God bless each and every one of you for being here. My wife's always like, you go too long on the weekends. You know, but I love it. You know I love it. No eat, no pay will just always put me in a good mood. I don't know why. It just always will. Yeah, baby. Shannon, super chats for TA Deep Dive. Vitality B, giving, lifer memberships. You're the man, dude. Be kind, change your mind. Amen. Always go to the best frequency possible. We love you, Sam. Didn't matter when you bought Kaz now. Hey, lifer, what do you think about me? And I also know when someone's sending me a left-handed compliment. Like, I'm not stupid. You know what I mean? Don't insult my intelligence. You know? Act like people being nice. I know when people being Grimes. I'm from Boston, man. You know? Anyway. And look at that nice little pump. Hey, Seb, you've been watching you for about 2 years now. I only just made a channel and joined the 99 in September. My only regret is not joining sooner. You've completely changed my point of view on trading. Thank you so much. Crypto Joey, we love you. You can do it too, man. God bless you. Left-handed, I'm a lefty. Shout out to Jennifer Moffitt. We love you. It's a saying, Jennifer. Don't do it to me. Don't. Anyway. So Bitcoin, 22-hour, still looks interesting to me. Even if we're bearish, it looks to me like we're going to get a bounce to the top of the range inside the diagonal movement. All right. 8 hours still looks like lovely, but, you know, not amazing, but, you know, it's pointing to the upside. We got a bit of a double bottom here, too, on this. NFT coins are popping. Hello, and Immutable X. I know, man. And I just made a video. I got a video coming out about the top gaming coins. I believe it comes out today. I'm pretty sure. And it's going to blow your mind, man. I put so much effort into that video. It's going to be awesome. One thing I'm seeing here is this swing low to this swing is an uptrend. This is a downtrend. All right. Now, if I even extend it to there, and I can do it because I don't touch that technically by the book, that's a strong hidden bullish. I guess you should say you should go from here to here and say there's no hidden bullish at all. But I mean, you definitely had a down point and an uptrend, and that is pushing down. And I've experimented with this idea, and it does render some movement to the upside many times. So it's not perfect hidden bullish, but it's interesting enough, right? It's interesting enough. And so now what you do here, the 30 seconds interesting. It actually controls the day more than you realize. The smaller time frames literally can show you so much of what's happening in the market. I couldn't believe it. I've been using them. Really, Trading Wars has taught me a lot because my attention span, I'm not always going to sit here like this for an hour straight on the same place. But because I'm in Trading Wars now, I have 3 sessions each time I went on, and I'm staring at the same chart for 3 hours. For an hour straight, I got nothing else to do because they're forcing me to try to do it in that. And I've never forced myself like to make money in an hour. I've never done that to myself. It actually taught me a lot. I suggest everybody do it. Give yourself a timer one day and just see if you can pull off and say you have to be in or out. You know, again, don't use a lot of money. Use a demo account. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. Don't do anything I say or do And, nothing, please get yourself a financial advisor. Do your own due diligence before getting into any project, coin, or trade, All right. And that's got cup and handle vibes. Right? It's getting low on the stochastic. It's interesting, we'll come back to that in a second. Let's finish our top down. So the 8 hour looks good to me. It really does. And I like the 8 hour for a move all the way up somewhere here to about $44,000. And so to me, measured move is about 43,008. And a Santa rally into the 40s would be unreal, right? I mean, that would solidify the bear market. The bear market is a wrap. I'll tell you right now, I watch a bunch of channels saying there's 10K coming. There's a guy with a C and an S, and he keeps saying that we're going down. He had 50,000 subscribers a year ago. He only has 50,000 subscribers now. It's obvious no one's really paying attention, but they stay on this same narrative over and over again, over and over again, over and over again. I don't do that. I'm not bearish or bullish. I'm open-minded. Here's the deal. If we do have a massive dump and it's coming, first thing that's going to happen is we're going to lose the 1 hour 200 SMA. All right? If a person's not telling you that, they're not telling you the right, they're not giving you the right information. Because the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to lose this yellow line. Then we're going to bearishly retest it. Then we're going to start to drop. Then what's going to happen is we're going to go towards the yellow line on the 4 hour time frame. If that continues down, we're going to go for the yellow line on the daily. And then we're going to be in some serious, and you're going to see me, at that point, we're going to be somewhere near 25, 26K again, and you're going to see me say, hey, man, we might actually see some lows to 19, to 17, and then I'm going to be building off and then if we get down here, and then I'm going to be and then if we get down there, I'm going to start calling for 10K and 7K. I will be able to get you exactly where you need to be in trading because I'm so sensitive to the time frames, and I use all the time frames, so I'm going to see it first because I've studied it. For 15 years, I've been trading now. So I can see how price action moves from the 1 minute to the 5 to the 7, all the way through to the daily to the monthly. Heck, I give you guys the 3-month chart all the way down to the 1 second chart. I use every one of these time frames. This took me years to do. I used to just know the 1 hour and the 4 hour a little bit. Man, these live streams that I did every single day have gotten me to another level, man. Honestly, seriously, when you do something every single day, you will get to a level that you never thought possible. This is also one thing that I want to teach. Irrelevant. You know what I mean? Me and my buddy are talking, and we're talking about the different ways to trade, And we're talking about how there's an algorithmic way in which price action moves, right? And I say that the patterns show you that before it happens anyway. And he was saying that, but the patterns don't move the price. And I 100% agree with him. The patterns don't move the price. You know what I mean? I don't care what moves the price, to be dead honest with you. I don't care if it's a whale on the other end, if it's a market manipulation, if it's a guy pressing a button with an algorithm. It doesn't matter to me. Because knowing what moves the price doesn't make me make the trade I made earlier today. You get it? When we called out this inverted head and shoulder there and we got the pump, it didn't matter what moved the price. It mattered that I was able to see an inverted head and shoulder, right? So to me, it's that we live in a mathematical system, and the powers that be and the algorithm they use can be displayed through price action because you're going to have to be able to see it. So it doesn't matter really what moves the price. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if it's market manipulation. It doesn't matter if it's an algorithm. It doesn't matter if it's inefficiencies. You know what I mean? And price going towards inefficiencies. It doesn't. It truly doesn't, because at the end of the day, they have to use a mathematical system in which we live in. They can't escape the universe. If they went into a hydrogen society, then maybe they could pull off something different because they're not in the same type of parameters that we live in now. Like they say, there's universes that aren't based on the oxygen universe like ours. They're based on hydrogen or carbon. You know what I'm saying? So the idea behind it is, You don't have to really know where price act. You don't have to know what drives the market, in my humble opinion. You just have to be able to see momentum and understand how momentum comes in and out of the market. Like, these indicators will tell you right before momentum's going to come into the market based on probability, you know? Can you take a peek at Casper, 4 hour looking to eat? You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know if you see what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm trying to like convey like it's like a higher level thought process. It's like you have to like outthink yourself and throw away your own thought. You have to like, you almost have to like regurgitate yourself into nothing and then like fill yourself back up into something and then like see the world in such a way that you never even thought you could see it before. Like, it has to be like a breakdown, build back up of the same. I can't. It's insane. I don't know. And then you'll start to see like things you never thought possible. You'll be like, wow. Like, can you take a look at Casper on the 4 hour? After 15 years of doing things, you'll get to a level of time and space that you never even thought could even occur. You know what I mean? Can you tell about gas? What's cooking in gas coin? Well, what's going to happen right now is you're getting a movement in DeFi. Like, let me break down what's happening right now too, and we'll get back to the charts. But right now, you need to understand cryptocurrency and DeFi. A lot of money was made in the last 2 weeks, all right? A lot of money. It almost was like, you know, they were coupled. The NASDAQ followed the price action really, but they're going to print money, period. They're going to print money. When they print money, things go up in value. The dollar index took a beat down, right? The DXY took a beat down. When the dollar drops, everything that's worth anything goes up in value. Look at the circled area we had it in. Like, this is insane, right? Look. We went right to the 8 hour 200 SMA. We were waiting for this to happen. You know what I mean? Every single time. Like, that's hidden bullish divergence, the chart you just gave me. You can see it because the low to the high, you know what I mean? And it hits a Fibonacci. So like, even if you didn't know liquidity or understood anything about the candle body, you could probably get in the same place. And if you got into divergence, you would hit it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway. LTC, what are your thoughts, up or down? Yeah, but the moving averages tell you this. Like, I say you the same thing. Like, you're like, I see where the price is going, but the moving averages tell you too. I can see the price action too, because when the 21 gets away from the 200, we're going back to the inefficiency, bro. Get it? Every single time. Like, the moving averages are going to tell you the same exact thing that you're seeing. Same exact thing. Identical. Because they're going to get far apart. Then you're going to get a divergence. And that's going to be when you know that you're going to head back down to the inefficiency. I'll show you. I'll use the inefficiencies and you'll see it all comes together. It's the same process. It has to be, because there's no other way. Like, look, did the dollar come back down to an inefficiency? Let's take a look. It probably did, right? So let's take a look at it. So if we go into this really closely and we look for it, like, what made the dollar come here? Maybe we have to go to a bigger time frame. That was not tiny one right there. So we could still be going right to this inefficiency, which would be like, right, your order block right there. There you go. That works. And what happens to me is we should come down to the 21-day moving average. Bang, right? Yeah, the divergence gives you the exact entries. You see the moving average is getting far apart, but the divergence gives you the exact entry. So like, once you see the divergence, like, you know when to get in. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to second guess that. And then when the moving average, and then you know you're coming back to the 21. So once you leave the 21 too, then you can start leaving a kicker. You know what I mean? I disagree, because I just sold Solana exactly on bearish div, and like, it didn't get blown through. And I sold Casper at the top, and it never got blown through. And I sold Pepe on the top, and it didn't get blown through. And I sold multiple things at the top all year, and they didn't get blown through. Like, I used the divergence exactly at the top, and I was able to you do have to know your time frames. You got to know time frames, and you got to understand multiple time frames. It does take years to be able to do it far more efficiently than the average person. You know what I mean? And then you even have to know your differences between A, B, and C divergences and understand when like even it's not, like this is still a divergence, even though people don't know, because this is pointing up, well, that's pointing up. And if this continues, that's going to hit it. So that's I guess there's so many deep things going on in between it that like make it like pretty much insane, Anyway. And I'm not saying that you could probably do either one 100% and it wouldn't matter, in my humble opinion, over time. Like, as long as you had... And if you didn't have control of your emotions, it wouldn't matter what the heck you used, right? It wouldn't matter what you use. You could still, and if you don't know how to manage money, it wouldn't matter what you use. You'd still, like, if my buddy who lost 700 grand, like, you could be the greatest trader in the world, right? But if you don't know how to secure your cryptocurrency, like, it don't matter, right? So there's just like 100 things go into 1,000 things, I guess. It's like, it never ends, man. It's like a never-ending freaking balance. He sold Casper at the top and bought back into the bounce, and we're all on top, Casper. Check Joy, gonna pump right now. Brother, thank you for your videos and knowledge. Any thoughts on the Solana chart at the moment? Life brings so much value, even if they just hear a perspective. Numbers get it. So thankful I work a job. I can eyeball charts anytime. What are you doing at your job right now? That's what I want to know. Like, what do you do at your work? What do you do at work right now? Can you check gas? We will. Send in super chats, man, for TA and deep dives so we can go over what you guys are looking at. All right. Let's get back to the macro. So this is a rising wedge. Rising wedges are likely going to break down 68% of the time. Okay. 68% of the time. The key here is if we lose the 200 SMA, you're going to continue to fall. You want like 4 or 5 candles to break, or you could get a massive dump. You never know exactly how it will play out, but a point of control of VRVP is also going to lead you further to the downside. You also want to pay attention to volume. Volume and price tell you a huge, huge story. So I just want to zoom in here to the daily chart. You technically have falling volume with rising price. That's usually not a good look, unless this is a slight falling volume with falling price here. That could give us a slight reversal. I've never backtested that before. That would be a first time I had seen something like that. For me, it's the overall bigger picture. Volume's falling down while price is getting moved to the upside. That tells you that there's likely going to be a move, you know what I mean, to the downside. Whenever I see this on an altcoin, it's not my favorite thing to see. I don't want to see volume falling down while price is falling up. It's called a divergence in price and volume, all right? I was down today. Your energy lifted me up, man. There's no reason to be down, man. You have a beautiful, beautiful life. You know what I mean? You got so much to look forward to. God gave you an amazing opportunity here, and you're in the right place at the right time, man. So even if you're feeling funny, even if something's not right, that's kind of what you're supposed to feel today. So you can kind of find a way to make it feel better. You're able to get there no matter what, you know? I have my Orion shorting 36,000, short from 36K, weekend PAM. Are you not able to read the official Hilton? This top I'm not selling, right? Casper, yeah, we're going to take a look at Casper. So because the daily stochastics keep resetting and price action goes up, and I keep showing you, look, to finish that story, every time we go down, we go down, we go down. When the stochastics send a movement down in momentum, but you get a movement up in price, it's telling you, it's screaming at you that something big is going to happen, likely to the upside. It's telling you. Also, we don't have daily bearish div, 3-day bearish div, which I feel like we need to have for us to get a bigger move down. All right. I don't like how far we are from the 21-day moving average, but this is a rare occurrence. Like most other coins would have dumped by now. Right. BlackRock needs to buy 650,000 Bitcoins. That's how much they need inside that ETF. That's a lot of Bitcoin. All right. They buy OTC. You won't see it all the time hit the market like you want it to see. It's going to be kind of behind the scenes. All right. But when BlackRock continues to buy Bitcoin, I'm telling you right now, it's going to send shockwaves to people's mental health because they're going to start asking themselves, how much time do I really have before Bitcoin makes a monster move to the upside? All right. Also, this is setting up for a massive short. So a lot of people are going to be short here. There's going to provide a lot of exit liquidity for longs. Okay. That is somewhat of a head and shoulder here on the 4-hour time frame. And again, I'm not bullish or bearish. I'm waiting for price action to give me the best signal possible. Just like we did today when we took the inverted head and shoulder to the upside, right? Just like yesterday, just like when I was on the trading wars and I was able to tell you, how many times have I told you where price action is going to go? Over and over and over again. Literally in the last month, probably been the most accurate month. Yeah, there's been some, it's just, I'm in that accurate pocket, where we're just hitting. Also, the death of my father, the summer, it took a lot of mental toll on me. And, I'm recovering fully. Like, I can really think of my dad now and I have a conversation with him every day in my head. And he's my buddy, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Listening while delivering, Zachary Dahl, 764 people. This is the biggest Saturday morning stream I've had in a long time. It tells me that the market is changing. People want the information. They desire it. They realize that crypto has changed. And a lot of people were watching me on the sidelines, Casper, stay strong. We love you, buddy. Yep. I trade all day at my job. I run that mail that makes frames for Lowe's and Home Depot. Any type for all warehouse type business. Gotta do it if you want out of the rat race. Amen. Lifer, I'm a broker, so I meditate between trucks and customers. Most days I just eyeball and learn crypto because I see futures these days and everything else runs on autopilot from numbers. Amen. Can you kindly tell quickly how to understand volume profile indicators, sides candles? Love those 2x gains you made today. Keep it rolling. The body is our temple, but it is temporary. We see our loved ones again. Amen. Thank you for saying that. Open Bitcoin long at 34,720, waiting to go up. There's a chance it does make a move. It is the weekend. All right. One thing I do see now that, slanted Adam and Eve, right? Again, it is slanted. It's kind of, just a little something. My mind just sees it. Not saying it's going to go down, but, the weekend's funny, man. There's low liquidity. They're just going to go after whatever they can get. So if there's too much of us on either side, that's where they're going to go. It's kind of how it happens. You know what I mean? A little fun. And that's why I said, remember when I said to take that profit, we knew exactly where to take profits. Again, why do we know to take profit? There's probably a bearish div on a smaller time frame. You know what I mean? Right here on the 1 minute, if you zoom in here, and you look at this closely, you're going to see RSI, moving up, but this RSI moving even further up. If you were to continue this line and this line, they'll hit each other. That's divergence. That tells you you're likely going to get a move to the downside. You see what I'm saying? Look, here's a big fat inefficiency that should fill. And I'm not saying this doesn't, this stuff is great. ICT concepts are insane. They'll blow your mind. But I'm just saying, if you add other things on there, you'll probably see even more. That's all. But look, there's a big gap right here. That should fill. That's an inefficiency. It's a giant inefficiency. This candle in between that candle. And look at it fill immediately, right? Boom. That's the beauty of ICT. So if you see this move here, 200x leverage down, the probability of you filling this gap is so big. You know what I mean? This is the beauty. This is and again, with ICT, you need nothing, right? You can turn off everything and just look at candlesticks. You don't even need the VRVP if you want. VRVP did give you this gap and this gap, okay? But look at that inefficiency get filled. Now you blow through the inefficiency. Say, I'm not even near a master at ICT. I'm like a baby in ICT concepts, a baby in it. You know what I mean? But I'm a guy that's so curious that I want to know how every trader trades in the entire internet. I want to, I know Market Cypher. I've traded it in and out. So when I watch Market Cypher traders, I know exactly what they're doing, what they're looking for, why they're looking for it, how they're trading. I'm not a huge Elliott Wave guy. I've never tackled Elliott Wave. I feel like it's almost too much to tackle. And I don't trust Elliott Wave traders because a lot of times they're like, blah, 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 and then I'm like, it's all like, but you never know. Again, it's a science inside of itself, right? He's still here, man. Energy cannot be destroyed. Amen. Live for you, the man, bro. Yeah. And this too, look, falling wedges are supposed to break up, but when they don't, they break the length of the base of the pole to the downside. And that's where you went. You get this nice move down. And they go straight down when they dump. When a rising wedge goes down, it goes straight down. Also had slanted head and shoulder vibes, right? You had 3 peaks. They don't have to be perfect, right? So then your measured move would be this wick. Algorithmically, you would take this wick right? Somewhere to like this bottom area of the pattern. That should be where you're somewhat going to go, all right? And we could see where to get out of the trade. I mean, might even been 30-second bearish divergence. And I was telling you how amazing the 30-second is, right? Could be better, but it's somewhat there. You know what I mean? From here to here, you go up, but there to there, you go down. But, could have been stronger, you know? Again, also, we hit a resistance. Resistance. So, like, if you're watching the 30-second, you knew that was a place where people might take some profit. Bang. I feel like the big boys trade these bigger time frames more than we realize. I mean, the smaller time frames more than we realize. You know what I mean? Look at that. Bam, man. Filled inefficiency. Look how beautiful that is. Unbelievable, right? Now, there's an inefficiency right above us now. Right here now. A huge one. Which tells us we should fill this now. Go right into this box. I don't see why we shouldn't. I mean, these candles don't hit each other. You don't even get the wicks in that one. So we should be able to get halfway into the box, right? Then you could trade right into here. Like, there's just it's almost 100% that we're going to have to go through here. It's just like, you could bet on it. And again, I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm not a betting man. I guess, when you're trading, but I would trade on it with proper risk management. You know what I mean? Look at that right there. Can we get into that movement? All right. That's an inefficiency block. See that? I don't know why. It should be going in here right now. Immediately. This whole candle should go right into here. Come on, man. Do what you're supposed to do now. Taking too long. Market maker was watching me and was like, no, not going to happen. It's all right. Let it wiggle. Let it wiggle. It should boom right into there. That should turn into a green candle, and we should fly with a wick all the way into that inefficiency. If we don't, I'd be flabbergasted. Now I have to sit here, and my OCD keeps me locked in. I don't want to keep you guys here too long. 782 people on the live. And again, I'm new to this concept, so I'm trying to test it. I'm like, show me what it's supposed to go in there, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong, though. I don't know. Again, it's not, I don't, turn the pump song on, right? It's all laid back on Saturday mornings, man. See, now if I didn't use these concepts, let's see if I didn't use these concepts, what I would just be looking at. Support and resistance. Right? I'd see the wedge, and then I'd make this wedge, and I'd be like, it's bearishly retesting. And I wouldn't even think about that inefficiency, right? And I'd just say, this is going to come to the downside. So if I didn't know that, I would just think we were going down, right? I would never thought we were going into that area, Again, I believe my theory, just basic concepts of a support or resistance, a bearish retesting the bottom of the channel, right? I was just testing a concept that I'm learning. I'm just learning about ICT concepts and inefficiencies. If anyone else knows about them, I trade the 1 second, dude. I trade the 5 second all the time. Yeah. The other day we did it on the live. A lot of days I go into the 1 second when I'm in my trade to finish off my trade. You can trade any time frame you want. Beginners shouldn't be trading the 1 second chart, in my humble opinion, because you're not nerve ready. It's like when you first drive a car, you should be driving 15 miles an hour. You don't start driving a car at 200 miles an hour. Think about your heart would be racing, you'd be freaking out. But as you drive and drive and drive, you get better at it. Like one thing that makes you stand out is you do your research. You know I'm big on storage. Watched a video a few days ago and someone said it has a run on AWS. You actually take the reps. And someone said it has to run off AWS. You actually take the reps. Yeah, man, I've been telling people that coins have even MENA protocol. Everyone loves it, thinks it's amazing. It's great. And we're decentralized, right? And then you're running on AWS cloud. So like, how decentralized are we if we got blockchains running on Amazon Amazon cloud? Anyway, little off topic today. So here's the deal. We've talked about the daily. All right, let's get back into the idea. So let's get out all these tiny little. Let me get back into my top-down macro analysis for you guys. I did a good one on Friday. Watch those Friday ones, man. These are important. These Friday videos are so important. Let me show you. All right. This guy. I've never watched that guy. Is he cool? But yeah, this video right here. Oh my gosh, you got to check this video out. Every Friday, I'm going to be giving a macro weekly analysis video every single Friday, right? So, and somewhere between like 3 and 5 o'clock, my team knows when to put it out. But check it out, man. We're almost at 50,000 subscribers, man. If we can get to 50K before the year ends, everything you could do to help me, I'd greatly appreciate it. 50K before the day ends. I greatly appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like, help me out. Send this out to everyone you know. Let's get to these great. I just want to hit these huge highs in life, man. 50K would be amazing. I dream about it. I see it all the time. Felt like they had me right there and just like, So I'm getting out of the small time frame for now. Sometimes you want to be in them, sometimes you don't. It depends on your mindset. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you want to clean your room and sometimes you don't. So to me, I see a rising wedge breaking to the downside personally too. We got a nice little fun move out of that, but it doesn't look amazing. Smaller time frames are getting rejected, and now you have to put in a resistance for Bitcoin at 34,910. You see? Like that level has to, it's like if you can't get back above that, expect more downside. We could attempt to extend this, but to me, I see a bearish look, we fell out, bearish retest to the downside. This will likely break you down all the way to the bottom of the rising wedge. That's just what they do. Not saying it's guaranteed, but if I put it back in the channel, I feel like I'm cheating. And so I keep, I have these like OCD lessons that I have to teach, it's like I have to stay on them. Like I have to, and again, it keeps me structured, right? But that bearish retest there tells me that we're likely going to kind of either go sideways, and we could still be in this flag. I'm open-minded. That flag could still break us out. What's my call for the day? I like the 1 hour and the 4 hour. They both look interesting to me. You got a low, you got a high. As long as you don't break this low, we're bullish. You know what I mean? I see this coming down, possibly even the smaller time frames, but it's not like it's the worst thing in the world, And we technically still have this flag. So here's the deal, too. If we stay inside this flag, we could bounce back up. Stay inside this channel. Not the worst thing in the world, But I do see a rising wedge that did a bearish retest to the downside there after we took some money out the market. Nice pump. That was a nice pump. Same stream. I can't even believe that was the same stream. Google had George at their booth yesterday to speak about the product. Crypto will be hitting normies, and they will be blown away by all the solutions it provides. It's like when the internet was new. Yeah. ARC short moving, big bearish on the 4 hour life revision. Amen. So I'd watch this flag on the 7-minute time frame, and I'm still long. So you didn't see me go run and close my long or anything crazy. And at the end of the day, if you just pattern trade too, top of the pattern, bottom of the pattern, should make its way back to the top of the range. That's just kind of how range trading is. Like you go from the top of the range to the bottom of the range. And there's see the point of control here? We're above it. Tells us we can easily get to this high volume node at 35,004. And let's take a look at BOOKMAP. So BOOKMAP hit that wall of liquidity right there at 34,860, and that was it. That's all she wrote, and then came back down. Still way more down here at 34.2. If I had to make a guess, I mean, you'd say that we're going to go lower because there's more liquidity to the downside, and price action likes to go to the biggest liquidity. We've been going down since 7 a.m. today. Yep. Do you ever trade at a demo account, like in the start of your trading? I didn't. Most people, I never did that. You were supposed to. I just ended up losing money. You know what I mean? But I didn't. My story is different than a lot of other people's. I'm a calculated individual. I started investing in the markets. Like, I started looking at things and being like, First thing I did was buy gold and silver when it was $900 an ounce, when gold was $900 and silver was like $13 And I eventually amassed 40 grand of it. And then I was like, what do I do with all this? Like, what do I do with all this gold and silver? You know, you could say we're also in this ascending triangle here too. The bigger move to the upside. I like that. That makes sense to me. So as long as we can hold this level, chance we could still make some moves. The smaller rising wedge did break to the downside, in my humble opinion. You know, but I don't want to overcomplicate you. My mind can see like a bunch of patterns and hold them all in my mind at once. It's like chess. Like, the more you play chess, the more moves you can keep in your brain. Same thing with trading. It's very, very similar to trading. All right. Let's go through some awesome altcoins right now and break it down. And Sol got a bounce back above 41. Definitely this didn't play out, right? Would have been stopped out on the short. All right. So that's a nice trade that I put out that didn't play out. Thank God. All right. Lost a short on Sol. I didn't get into that trade, honestly. I've been long all night. Just look like Sol may make a move to the downside. Like right now, I see it. I see bigger time frames moving back down. That's what I see for Solana. You know, there's your high, there's your low, there's your lower high. I expect the lower low in the downtrend. Like, I wouldn't be jumping back into Sol. But again, you know, could it be making a symmetrical triangle? Yes. You know, you have somewhat of a trend line here. I'm open-minded to both patterns. All right. And that's why when I breach this line, you're going to come to that line. It's a very basic, this is a basic idea. This is the Twisted Sister in a nutshell. Again, I have two patterns going at the same time. One of them will take over. Price action will get tight inside the zone, and then it will be able to tell me what's going to happen. Like, if this gets here, we break out, you long Sol on the retest. This comes down, you break down, you long Sol, you short Sol back to the 200 SMA on the 1 hour time frame. So that's, that way I don't have to tell myself where price is going. I just have to take advantage of the best high probability move when it does go there. That could prop Sol further up. Do I have to ape back into Sol? There's a chance. We'll see. Was that money meant for Sol? No, not really. Live, we're going to start working on those different logo ideas and designs for the shirts and hoodies this weekend. I'll send an email out sometime next week with the different ideas. Let's go. God bless you, Jaden. I know you're on it, man. I love you. I can't wait to have you as part of the team and sit down with a Zoom with you one day and go over the designs and stuff. I'm very excited. Thank you so much for your love, your contribution, and your creative dedication, man. I really appreciate it. I look forward to seeing you one day and speaking at your school. I hope we can make it happen. And it's all about entrepreneur, man. And right now, you're entrepreneuring with me. Like, we're going to do it together. So I appreciate it. Can you confirm if that's Catters on Rune on the 1 hour? Let me see the bigger time frame too for the daily. See, the daily just tells me that it has to come on down. Now, what if Bitcoin erupts? Does Solana erupt with Bitcoin? I guess it could, right? The whole market could just go a different way. The 4 hour could just take over, and we could get a massive move to the upside for Solana. The measured move, if Solana does attempt to continue up, is 57. Now, the greed's getting high on the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. It's up to a 68, right? So it's telling me and that's why I felt taking some profits some places was a good idea. Not everywhere, but some places. Because the greed was just getting a little too high. Even if we get a huge more pump, we'll get into some heavy greed. There's going to be a massive pullback. If we get one more pump up to that 40K for something region, then we're going to have to get a dump because this doesn't get, it gets to 60, 70. I've never really seen it much higher than that. And then 69, 70, this thing gets absolutely. So I heed this. This thing is very accurate. When we get into these areas, it's a good time to take some profits. When we get into these areas, it's a good time to buy. I load up on Bitcoin when this thing gets into the shaded area, and it's never hurt me doing that. Never been a bad idea for me. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy, but that has never been a bad idea to buy when the Fear and Greed Index is at that level. Never. All right. Something different about a weekend stream, right? It's just more laid back. It's more chill. I don't feel the same, like, kind of insanity as I do on like a morning stream, What do you think about Monday morning, right? Any good trades now? Lost some money today. I need to cover up. Love from India. You're funny. I mean, the weekend's not the best time to go at it. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, man, and like really, Tuesday, Wednesday are your best 2 days to really take advantage of the market. Like, they've been amazing to trade recently. And I'm not saying the weekends can't pop. I don't want you to say that he said this, so I don't do that. Do whatever makes you happy. Trade whatever days you want. But I'm going to tell you from just doing this over time, Tuesday and Wednesday are awesome. It's where the liquidity works. It's where we get a pretty big move, and where things start to kind of get pretty awesome. So I still call long for Bitcoin today, but anything is possible. Just be careful. But I still feel like there's likelihood of a long, as long as we hold this trend line and we move up, and Bitcoin will likely get to 35,180. But you never know. There are some bearish tones. If we can't get back above 34,008, expect more downside. Like, you've created a resistance there now that we must get back above. Resistance. So 34.8 must be flipped for us to remain bullish. If we can't get above that, expect more downside. We're losing a 7-minute POC there too. So if you lose the POC, which is the red line on the VRVP, and you come out of here and make a bearish retest and start to fall, you're going to test 34,500, 34,526. If you lose that, you're definitely coming down to about 34,350, and then to your next level at 34,134. This does suggest that you could go lower. There's a lot of orders here, but look, this guy just put in a new order. This guy's interesting. Look at the order book. It's interesting. He just put a new order up in here. So it's like he saw enough shorts, then he's like, oh, I'm gonna sell on them up here now. So he needs, it's the opposite of, he needs to look at the market and see how many people are shorting. If he sees enough people shorting, he'll put a sell order up here because he knows he can get his liquidity. It's like steps. He needs to build steps to get to his spot. His order's big enough. He needs a lot of people to move the price into his order. All right. So there's an order right here at 35,110. That hits the sweet spot, right? Right here, 35,189. And then there's a resistance right here. Look at 35,96. So this corroborates the story. We have enough liquidity for this to move back up in there. That may be all we get for the day, and then we come back down, right? So I'm looking for a long somewhere up into that area, but just be very careful. It's very high risk on the weekends. I tend not to. I have a trade that's open, but I don't believe I'm going to scalp this on the weekend trade, We got our nice one already this morning. Like you saw, that's good enough, man. That's good enough. Let's take a look at the super chats. People are asking about gas. All right. Let's talk about gas right now. I got a lot of gas. So is Solana going to continue to pump? There's a chance it does on the 4-hour time frame. The 3-day wants to come back home. All the other time frames say no way, but when things get crazy, the stochastics will reset down and price will continue to pump. I'm telling you right now. There's anomalies in the stochastics RSI. You must understand how to pick them out. The smaller time frames are what gives you the strength because they'll keep trading bullishly with continuation patterns. You must be able to handle the smaller time frames at one point. When you begin, don't go too far, but as you get bigger and more, as you get more and more advanced in trading, you must be able to handle the smaller time frames. It's super important, okay? Very important. So for me, do I ape back into Solana? I mean, I doubled my money. We'll see where it goes. Back to 36 would be a nice area. The traditional TA tells me to wait. The sentiment in the TA tell me I got to kind of watch things closely and see how it plays out. If Solana breaks above this and retests, I may ape back in somewhere at 42.0. I sold it around 42.50, so that would just be kind of where I was at, The low price to get back in, 38, already got bought back up too. So remember, people kind of got hungry pretty fast for Solana. Bitcoin struggling as we speak, not looking amazing. But again, just watch the 7-minute. If you bearishly retest, then the shorts began. I gave you the 3 levels to watch for the short today, all the way down to 34,100. All right. If we lose that key level, then that's a double bottom that breaks, and we're in for some more pain possibly, That could also make a giant double bottom, and then we could be in for a huge pump up. So I'm open-minded, and I'll give you all the things that I can see, not to confuse you, but just to help you along your way in case you didn't see it yourself. All right. Now, moving forward, let's take a look at what you're asking about, which is gas. Gas starts to go up because it's NEO, right? NEO gas. NEO's pumping, gas follows. All right. It's just what happens. I see it all the time. And NEO is looking pretty good, right? Let's go look at NEO. Gas follows NEO. See, I know so much about the ecosystem of cryptocurrency. Like if one coin pumps, I know why another coin is going to break out. It's funny, looking at NEO last night, and NEO did break out to the upside. Remember someone asked me about NEO. I said, it could break down, but look for it to break up and retest this line right here at 749. If it does that, take it to the upside. Look at my lines I'm showing you, right? And I was like, I take some profit right there at the next resistance at 1091. It's exactly what I remember someone asking me on the screen, a super chat about this puppy, right? So NEO pump, gas follows, and gas would just continue to pump. First thing that will happen, you'll get some pump in NEO, and then gas will continue to blast. This tells me that the market is starting to change because gas hasn't pumped in a long, long time. Like this is something that only happens in very bullish times. So this is also a sentiment idea because it teaches us about the market. It teaches us about where the market is. And look, it got above the 200 SMA in a major fashion. But again, you want to look for time frames to break above the 200 SMA. Once they do that, they become bullish. And, this thing just mooned, unbelievable. And you can see it was in an ascending triangle, beginning to build, had a measured move at least of the candle body, And now you're like, well, what do I do now? Well, it's all about the smaller time frames. Similar to Bitcoin, everything's kind of in these uptrends inside of these, strange, basically falling wedges of some type, right? Bitcoin pumps, this will pump. Bitcoin dumps, it'll dump. I mean, I'd be taking profits on something like this after a massive move up like that. There's a bearish div on it. Tells you that it may start coming down. You're attempting to hold this, but in the moving averages are far apart. I would expect this to come back down and retest some key areas on the Fibonacci level, 618, something like that. Again, or at least maybe bounce off this low. That area is going to be 12,018 with all those zeros in front. Okay. And Bitcoin getting a nice little bounce back to 34,700, staying inside the pattern, doing its thing. I'm more bullish than bearish today, and I am predicting a move further up into that liquidity zone that we talked about at about 35,100, 35,200. And again, you're not supposed to predict price action, but I like doing it, and it works out pretty well. But again, at the same time, when I do make, I put out my call for where pricing is going to go, I'm just using probability. I'm using all the probability the market's giving me and the indicators, and they're telling me, hey, this is the likelihood of the move. I'm not like just looking at the chart, like, I think Bitcoin's going to do this. I don't think or feel or think about any of that. I just go with the flow. Hello absolutely mooned. I looked at my Hello bag today. It is up huge. All right. Now I got like $3,000 of it, and we're just getting started on this coin. But Hello would moon to the upside. I looked at this morning, I went to look at my spot bag of Hello, and I could not believe it. If you want to trade where we trade, I'm trading on MEXC, everyone, spot and futures. And I absolutely love it. It's amazing. You know what I mean? Bang, bang, bang. So check it out. Look at Hello. And again, research and conviction. Understanding how to find a low cap gem before everybody else. Understanding why something can go bigger than everyone else. Speculative investing with technical analysis has provided massive gains. Look, $3,200 in this coin. We got into this coin with like $500 to $600 when it just came out. Then I dollar cost average here and there when it was getting small, but no more than 1,000. It has tripled my money already, and I was very, very, easy on it. You take a look at coin market cap, all right, and you take a look at this coin, Hello Labs, and this thing is got a $75 million market cap. It can definitely get to a $700 million market cap. It could 10x from here. It could 100x. This thing could 100x the investment that I put in. The $1,000 could definitely become $100,000. It makes sense to me. It could happen. It could definitely happen. Look at 60% of the circulating supply is out already. That's a beautiful thing. 630 million of the 1 billion tokens are out. Fully diluted, we've had 119 million, and we're already sitting at 74. We're not that far. You want these numbers to be pretty close. If this number is really far away from that number, then you know that you have a problem. The fully diluted market cap is the fully diluted market cap is how many coins you have out there times the price of the coin, right? And the fully diluted is if every coin was out, so if every coin was out today, what would the fully diluted market cap be? $119 million, right? This thing just continues to moon, man. And again, it had a competitor with Weight Token, and they have a lot of I don't know, I don't want to speak on it, but there's definitely some weird things going on over there. That's all I got to say, right? And, you know, say whatever you want about the people saying whatever they want. And again, that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to move on. I was in that token too, and, you know, that didn't, and again, speculative investments. That one didn't play out. This one did, all right? Look at this little flag that played out last night to the upside, and you are in what's called price discovery right now on the 1 hour time frame. Literally, people are who want it. This is what happens. People know about the coin. They research it. They're like, yeah, I should be getting in. I should pay attention. Also, my man, Joey Paris, he's been talking about this coin, and he's like the 100x master. He goes over, you know, people are hearing, you know, he was on my channel. Now, you're starting to get a bearish div here, but I wouldn't be surprised if we got one major push up here with the stochastics to the upside, and we all get up to basically 14 cents. Wow. We were buying this thing like, what, somewhere at 4 cents, 5 cents? This is when I first started looking at this thing. Somewhere down here, 3.5, 4 cents. Remember when we started looking at hello? Man. And I recently just put this out on the low here too, like right there. That entry right there, this thing just did a 4x almost. Insane. Insane. And shout out to all my hello people. I don't know how many people are in hello in the trading group, but like, you knew I was hard on this. And again, it was simple to me. We were in a bear market. This coin was attached to a freaking TV show. Like, come on, man. Like, that was like, oh, I'll put 500 to 1,000 bucks. The worst I can worse, I'll lose the money. Otherwise, I can bang on them to the upside. And this is telling me I should be taking some profits at this point. It's getting blown way out of proportion. But, you know, wow. I want to see this 1 hour. The 1 hour looks like it's going to continue to the upside. Both time frames tell me this thing is going to continue to moon. No reason to take some profits at the present moment in time. And I could be wrong, but I see another 21% gains coming, possibly today out of this thing. Hello, banging on them. Unbelievable. Casper, also my baby, getting a pump. Some of my biggest holdings all pumped in the last 3 days. It was awesome. Casper pumped, and then look, now it makes a flag. This is what you want. A flag after a pump is a high likely scenario of a continuation move. It is a symmetrical triangle. It's not like my favorite pattern in the world, but this also tells me you go the length of the pole to the upside. I like Casper right now. I'm in Casper. I have bags of Casper. All right, let's make it clear. There's my bag of Casper, 10 grand of Casper. I have bags of it. I wasn't trying to show my bags. I clicked the wrong thing, and then I just went with the flow. I apologize. I usually only give that to my students. Anyway, but you can see I've been building in this bear market while everyone has been freaking out and acting, you know, talking about lows and calling for recessions and the world's going to end and all this. I've been keeping my head on and telling myself to stay focused, Sam. Don't let the emotions in. Keep grinding. I gave you this call recently for Casper. It's up 7-8%. It's a big mover. It's a, you know, larger mover. But I'd put the alert to here, and this looks like it's going to continue to the upside all the way up to that 3 9/10 cents, almost to 4 cents. And this is a long-term hold of mine. I've been just dollar cost averaging into this thing. I met the CTO. I interviewed her. Unbelievable team. And when I saw it down in these levels, I just kept buying it. And it got to a low of 3 cents. That was its low. So far, it's almost made a whole penny back, almost 30% gains as it continues to rip. So I like what I'm seeing here for Casper, and it's an amazing project. All right. I see a continuation up to the 200 SMA on the daily time frame. At that point, it could either flip it or it's going to get a little bit of resistance. Litecoin. Last night we were looking at Litecoin, and I actually went over it on a one-on-one too. It stayed pretty flat last night. It's going to follow Bitcoin. You know, that's the thing. If you're in Litecoin, you got to follow Bitcoin. You know, so last night it went to 70, got up there a little bit. And Litecoin is basically Bitcoin's twin. You know, at one point they were the only two coins around. You know, at the same time there is that like Bitcoin dominance, and Bitcoin can rip, and then you know altcoins can wait. But for the most part, you're just watching this altcoin. You're watching this consolidation. To me, you left the pattern, came back inside, but now you're in this pattern. And I got an alert on Litecoin with a stop loss, you know, somewhere below right here, 66. And to me, as long as Bitcoin goes sideways and then, you know, plays its cards right, Litecoin's going to pump to the upside. Litecoin's in a little better of a position than Bitcoin. This is a more bullish pattern than Bitcoin's 4-hour pattern. And I like what I'm seeing for Litecoin. So Litecoin does look like it can get a move, hits that alert, stays inside the pattern. And there it is. There's the entry. There's the stop loss. There's the target. Again, I'm just putting out what I believe I'm not telling you what to do at all, and I'm not in the Litecoin trade. I do own some Litecoin. I find out how much it's worth at the present moment. It's about $7 or $8 grand worth of Litecoin, I believe, right now, though. XRP got some legs. More and more bullish news coming out of the courts there, talking about and again, that raises sentiment. What I do want to caution you about is the 4-hour getting far away, the 200 and the 21 starting to get that distance. It always tells me, just to be a little weary. The 12-hour time frame may be flipping, though. The daily's very high, needs to come back down, similar to Bitcoin. But we are watching the smaller time frames to see what happens. So I would watch this bullish consolidation very similar to Litecoin. Put this line here with a right check on the price action. And when we go sideways here, just make sure we maintain a sideways profile. If you can maintain a sideways profile with the 200 that's coming into price action. So watch, if you do this and the 200 SMA comes into price, there's going to be a likelihood of a move to the upside for XRP. Bang, bang, bang for XRPZ. You know what I mean? But just, an idea. Yeah. Again, we will lose the 4-hour 200 SMA. You don't need to look that far. Like, your smaller time frame will tell you before you hit that bear flag. You get it? And yes, there is divergence there, but you could say that it played out already and the bears didn't have the power. All right? So, and if you watch my stream, we break down the bearish divergence every single day on the daily time frame. Right? The problem is, if it was that simple, then a lot of people wouldn't get wrecked, right? So, and what's good about this is this bearish div here on the daily is going to create a lot of people to short the market. But they don't know how to read stochastics RSI. And when the stochastics reset and price action goes up, I'm showing you this. Look, you're supposed to come down. You're supposed to come down. You're supposed to come down. Why is price action not going down while the oscillator is telling you the momentum is going down? I'm telling you, man, I've seen this for not 15 years, but for 10 years now. That is I can't tell everyone what's going to happen, but that's telling me there's it's getting, now again, we have to wait for this to come down and start to curve below the dotted line. It's getting very close. I see a bigger bearish div coming on the 3-day chart. See, this is what I'm looking for. Boom. I can't draw. Let me go to another chart. This is what I'm seeing. This is what I want to see. What I believe we should find. Again, I shouldn't, somewhat speculating or a little ahead of myself. But this is what I want to. This is what I know the TA should give us for more confirmation. And what's good about that is at that point, right? Anyone who's calling this a bear flag, which is open-minded, right? This is the most bearish scenario, everyone, that this is a bear flag, right? But look, you broke out. On the 3-day chart, you have broken out. Some say you've broken out of the bear flag. Now, the bigger time frames, even on the weekly, in my humble opinion, even if you use the wicks, you've broken out of the bear flag. So you're out of this. This has now been negated. You would have to go back inside this pattern for this to be valid. 100%. And I stand by that with all my might. You know what I mean? This candle is now outside of the trend. Now, if we go up here and we hit the wicks, I'll be open-minded to wick traders. All right, you could hit the wicks and say you're out of resistance on the wicks. I'm open-minded to that. But I'm not a wick trader. I'm a candle body guy. And it's a reason why I do that, because the wicks usually don't always tell the story. And we can candle body it too, though. So, okay, there's a chance. You could look at it almost both ways. If I raise it to the proper angle that it makes sense on, hit that can. Yeah. So, this is the thing. This is what a lot of people are saying. We're in a bear flag, right? And we're going to break to the downside. Now, that would put us into negative territory, right? Or like a $300 Bitcoin, the measured move. So whenever I see a massive, because this is supposed to happen. If we shrunk this down to the 1 minute, that's supposed to occur. This was a bear flag. Whenever I see a bear flag, and you're supposed to take the whole length of the pole into the flag, right? But whenever I see a flag and it gives me, the measured move gives me a negative position, I tend to negate that. That's the only, and I backtested that too, but that's the only time I've negated that. So that's something that's a little weird. And again, we'll have to break through 25. So like, we don't really need to worry about this bear flag. We can see it, and we definitely have to keep it on the radar. And do we come to double bottom? And I'm open-minded. Could we go to 10K? Anything could happen. You have to be open-minded. You have to believe that any single thing is possible, or you're not ready for cryptocurrency. If you believe any single thing is possible, then you're ready for cryptocurrency. But if you don't think anything is possible, you are simply not ready for cryptocurrency. You're not ready for life. You know, you haven't learned enough. But any single thing is humanly possible, right? Like if you don't think we could go to 10K somehow, some way, it could happen. All right. I don't want to be and again, it's highly unlikely. There's a bunch of stuff that would have to happen. We'd have to break through multiple resistances, but you have to believe that what you don't want to happen could happen in trading. Too many times I didn't believe that, and I got so banged out emotionally. So I will never let that happen to me again. I will always know that I have no idea and that anything could happen. You know what I mean? And that I'm simply I'm not a billionaire or a multi-trillionaire moving the markets. For sure I'm not. So I have to come to that realization, all right? But what I will teach you is we will lose key areas of support or resistance first. And we will lose like the 4-hour 200 SMA. Then we'll start heading down. We'll lose all these levels on the 4-hour. You know, first we'll hit this level. Then we'll hit that level. Then we'll start looking like, oh man, this is bearish. Then we'll start losing the moving averages on the 8-hour time frame. You know, you'll be below the 8-hour 200 SMA. And I'll be like, man. And I open shorts. The second I go below a 200 SMA, I open up a short. So I'll get you guys into shorts, highly likely. I'll find the flag, you know. So if that is a bear flag and we do get a massive short, we will make, that's the greatest thing ever because we will make so much money in the trading group. It'll be ridiculous. And there'll be so many people longing who have no clue and we'll be able to eat them alive. So have no worries. We will make that money. You know what I mean? Just like we have. Like we've been spot on for a while. About to be, yeah, babe. I have this extra vibration going on with me today. Can't explain it. I mean, it's the winter solstice. Things are just changing, you know? Whee! You're so funny, man. Yeah. I mean, this tells me we could get. And technically, this is a bull flag. I know people don't realize it, but I've seen these play out many times just like this. I could find one. 42K, baby. This tells me that we got 42K on the line, you know? What if Bitcoin just makes a beautiful double bottom here, too? Boom, right? But we must be open-minded to what we don't want to see. That's the one thing about trading. Like, we must always tell ourselves that, you know what? This could dump so bad on us, and our trade may, you know, the second you enter a stop, you have to be okay with it getting hit. You have to commit to the fact that the stop will get hit and be okay with it. That's why traders that don't find their risk before they get into a trade freak out. You know? Like when I first started trading leverage, and you know, sometimes when I'm adjusting leverage in the middle of the night, and then I'll make a position too big, and then you look at your risk and you're like, this is way bigger than all the risk I've ever taken all week long. Like, and you'll be like, man, I kind of might have to adjust that, you know. I see this kind of rising wedge making gains. Like it had a lot of time to break down, and it did not. 15-minute is coming down for the reset, looking really bullish. You see the indicator just gives triple bullish div right there. I mean, that's a screaming. That makes me want to take a long right now just because that indicator usually doesn't give that much divergence right there. And it's really accurate. It's a good indicator. It tells me when there's divergences. So it may not go exactly like the line shows, but this says that we're likely going to go up to 35,006, man, today. I know it's weird, but that's what this says. That's what the patterns are telling me. And the 1 hour and the 4 hour are in our favor. It was the 15-minute that kind of didn't look great. We just battled 34.7, and we seem to hold this point of control. What I like about it is you got a point of control here. You could even use this low right here. Dot, 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 dot. So this is what I'm looking at for Bitcoin for the day. All right. I'm looking for a move to the upside for BTC. Low, high, low, higher high. We must break above the resistance right now at 34,000. We'll call it a clean 8. 34,860. If we can't get above 34,860, expect more downside. That's going to be my line on the sand. All right. And that's it for Bitcoin. I'm not going to leave it alone for today or for now. But, you know, that's kind of where I sit with it. Last super chat, I believe. I think we got to XRP, Litecoin, Casper, hello. I think we got to all the super chats, right? There's a gap on the index chart weekly at 1 cent, the only gap. I was also taught to not use more money than you're comfortable with. Then the emotions will not interfere. Lots of posts in the elite and the lifer charts. Yeah. It's going to dump to 34.2, possibly 32, wick to 28, then to 42K. See, I don't do stuff like that. People that say that, those are the people that usually lose a lot of money. Like, you probably lose a lot of money. Am I right? Are you going to lose a lot of money? Do you lose a lot of money? I'm not trying to be rude or call you out, and you might get offended, but anytime I meet someone that talks in confirmations and trading, usually uses a lot, like 90% of the time, you would be an anomaly if you, because people that say stuff, people that say it's gonna, I think, it will, it has to, this was what will, those are the people that I see lose a lot of money. So be honest. Do you lose a lot of money, man? Sounds like you might, you know. Wise people know they know nothing. Yes. Thanks for the great TA. Anytime, man. Fib on the low high. 23rd October explains the current behavior. How do you take profits on MEXC? Made some nice profits from your trade yesterday. Cake is pumping. Isn't that amazing? Shout out to Chad Smith in the house. High profitable. Look me up on X Sibonacci. Oh, man. Now I have to no, I don't want to promote you, man. I post all my targets. I don't care, man. People post targets all the time, but they don't post stop losses. I could say we're going here, and then it comes down and comes up. And I'm like, yep, I did it again. But, I give real stop losses and everything else, so my stops don't hit. I teach people how to really trade for a living. Anyway, you're probably cool, man. I would be careful saying it's going to do stuff. I've been doing this for 15 years. You should just take... I'm not trying to be your enemy. I'm trying to be your buddy, you know? You don't want to talk like that, you know? You know what I mean? What is money? Yeah. Sarasota in the house. And actually, you're trolling me now, so... Yeah. I'm not messing with it. I don't want to be trolled. You don't live stream every single day. You don't have the work ethic I have. There's no reason I should even talk to you. Sam, you're the man, bro. Wise traders don't predict. They simply read what the charts tell them and trade it. Amen. Yeah. I'm on another level, man. I don't want to be coming down to these trolls, man. No one can deny the technology error. If the old generation does not want to change it except Bitcoin, they will fall behind, and China and Russia will go ahead with their digital money. Amen. Miami is here. Shout out to Tony. We love you. Shout out to Peter Eckel in the house. Peter, we love you. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We appreciate you all. The real gas TA, sir. These guys are just obsessed, huh? Neo gas, bro. I gave you gas. Oh, you wanted Neo gas, not gas Dow. Pretty sure there was the same gas, man. Gas up to $13. Maybe you're right. You're probably right. Yeah, gas Dow is something different, right? Yeah, okay, you're right. They both pump together, though. It's kind of funny, right? People just probably thought it was gas. And Cadena breakout in the weekly time frame could possibly be for a 200 up from here. What is money ever asked, according to IRA Glass? Yeah. Cup and handle on Solana. Who asked, how do you take profits on MEXC? All the way from Fresno, California. I love hearing from your live. Thank you, man. Made 61 on gas for 2-minute trade. Awesome. Nice. Nobody is talking about SHIB anymore. Yeah, maybe it's time to snatch it up. You want to grab things when no one cares about them. That's the key. I mean, that's accumulation. You know what I mean? That's accumulation. That's exactly what accumulation looks like. Boom. I got some SHIB. I'm there for the long haul. And I'm a speculative investor. I don't really believe in the project at all. I just believe other people will jump in. And I'm speculating on them, you know. I do that a lot. I just think, what do other people think will be hot? Oh, I'll buy that and then I'll sell it when it's hot, when it's at a peak. All right, baby. Hello, just banging on them, man. That thing is mooning. Like, it is mooning. Like I said, I just see it. It looks like it wants to continue. 15-minute may have to cool off a little bit, but that thing is just, that's insane. Went all the way to 12.3. You set it to Coinbase and transfer funds to your account. Yeah. What is a computer? Mr. Sam is the man with a plan. And someone wants BSW USDT .p. It just looked convoluted to me. I have no idea what this is. The daily likes to pump up to the 200. You just got above the 22. Usually when you get above the 200 SMA, you're going to pump. The 20, that's likely to pump pretty nicely. All right. Again, it might wiggle around on the smaller time frames. There's no really guarantee yet. Right? But I would just flag this out on the 4-hour. If it can stay inside the flag, I would continue inside the trade. I'd be careful trading these small caps on perpetual, though. I wouldn't be doing that. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. I trade Bitcoin perpetual, nothing else. I wish I learned from your emotional education the last 3 years. It's okay. Cool. Could you look at EGLD pumping since a week? Lifer never stops. A machine on it every day. I lost my son 5 years ago. I've been watching you for about a year or so. Found a passion in trading and investing. Been able to stack an amount of Bitcoin during this bear market. Your positive energy is GOAT, man. God bless you, brother. Thank you. We're here to help people change their lives, man. I was down and out. You know, the other day I said, what really keeps me going? And what keeps me going is the fact that I was so depressed and stuck one day and just didn't like where I was in life. And I don't want other people to feel that same. I don't want other people to feel that way. I want people to get out. And I know that when I was stuck, I wasn't that productive for society. I wasn't doing that much for people. I wasn't changing the world. I was kind of like mud. And so if more people are mud, then the world's mud, right? But if more people are vibrant candles pushing out radiant light, think about how beautiful the world would be. So once I kind of unlocked myself and I started feeling a high frequency and things started going my way, money started flowing to me effortlessly, literally, like it sounds weird, right? I mean, I worked really hard for it. But like trade started going well, my investments started playing out, my businesses started going, everything just seems like I couldn't lose, you know? And I said, how is this happening to me? I used to struggle. I used to live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I used to work a night shift. I used to wear the same jeans every day. I said, what is going on? What is different? I said, you know, I finally kicked fear in the teeth. I said, no way. And I finally just said, you know, enough is enough. I'm sick of not taking a risk. I said, the biggest risk is not taking a risk at all. And I said, you know, it's time that I break out of my shell and become who I need to be. And my whole life, there was this voice saying, you're worth more. You're bigger than this. You could do more. And I thought I was being pretentious around other people at work and stuff. But then eventually I just said, no, Sam, like, you were meant for, and then I would meet someone who was great. Like I met Gary Vaynerchuk on the street one day, you know. I'm not a huge fan of his swearing, I'll be honest. Some of his stuff is kind of lame, you know. And you sell whatever coin you want to take profits on, yeah. How do you take profits on MEXC? You sell, man. You press the sell button, right? Like here, you would push where you want to go. You would hit sell hello, right? And it would tell you, you know, you would sell hello. All right. Okay. That's how it works over there. Gary V, hell yeah, bro. Yeah, you can see BNB USD. Is CTSI a good project? Cartesia ain't bad. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not saying it can't do numbers, but I'm just not a huge fan of Cartesia. You know, it ain't the worst thing in the world. It ain't the best thing in the world. You know, it's Cartesia. Yeah. And he said the real gas, which is on Binance, right? I mean, it just ripped, man. What else do you want, right? It ripped. If you want to stay, and like I would be taking profits. Like that's ridiculous. Like if you think it's going to continue, I don't know. It's probably unlikely. It's going sideways. What's funny, look, it's making the same flag Bitcoin's kind of making right now, which is weird. It's almost trying to give you like Bitcoin's in this exact flag. If this rips, it almost is telling us like, look, this is like, watch, I'm going to blow your mind. I'm going to hear and take a fractal. This is really eerie, actually. I swear they do this sometimes. What they do is they take the pattern that they're in a bigger move on, and they put it on Bitcoin, and they do it to, I'm, you know, and I'm making this up. I'm completely hypothesizing, but I've seen it. And so they're trying to tell each other what they're going to do to another coin by showing them what, and they're like, listen, I'm going to do this. You know, so if we took gas, I just took this from gas, remember. Here's my fractal right here. Let me open it up. But like, it's the same pattern, man. Like, it's kind of creepy. Like, you know, and so if gas explodes today, are they telling us that Bitcoin's going to explode today? So if you see gas continue up, it's interesting, right? And my mind saw that. See, I have a photographic like pattern recognition mind. So like I could immediately see that this was going to match before I even immediately. But even though I'm on gas on what, the 15-minute, but I'm on Bitcoin on the 4 hour, right? This is crazy, all right? Rule number 1, make sure you know how to buy and sell on an exchange before you start to use it. That's why demo accounts are cool, for just touching the dang buttons. You know what I mean? Hope has no place here. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. Hope has no place. But that is eerily strange, right? If they're not using the same algorithm to pump gas, the same ways they're using to pump Bitcoin, you tell me what's going on, because how are they leaving the same mathematical structure upon each other? You tell me. You tell me, right? All right. And where did I leave off my final analysis on? Was it the Binance chart? I believe so, yeah. Yeah. And so I'm basically trading this flag to the upside today. Target is 35,200. I am in a trade that I've been in. I didn't open up a new one. Yeah. Buy low, sell higher. Yeah. You enter the amount of coins you want to sell. Whatever amount you want to leave there will be ongoing in the trade. What's your opinion on Stratos? I don't have one. I don't know what it. I have no idea. Yeah. All right, and let's look at gains for a living, and then I'm out of here for the day. This is just looking kind of nice. It's just consolidating. And after a big pump, you would expect a dump, but it just keeps consolidating. And I'm not perfect with my drawings, but I see somewhat of a parabola for this thing. It's so close to price discovery, and it's consolidating, and a lot of people want to get in on this thing. Trip Hawkins, dude, the CEO of Electronic Art, like, look, like, I'm going to blow your mind right now. I'm going to give you a freebie. And again, I'm not a financial advisor. You do whatever makes you happy. But look at Electronic Arts. Hit the Wikipedia, right? It's an American video company in Redwood, California, founded in 1982 by Apple employee Trip Hawkins. The company was a pioneer of the early home computer game industry and promoted designers and programmers responsible. Trip is the man, dude. All right? He went to Harvard and Stanford. He's an entrepreneur. He does it all, man. This guy, and dude, William Murray, Trip Hawkins, right? Looks like Bill Murray in a way, almost, right? But this guy is the guy behind Gains for a Living. A tiny, so like, you know what I mean? Like, you're buying into $1 billion man, and you only have to do it in a $42 million market cap. Like, it's, dude, I just find this, you know, earth-shattering. Now, again, we do have to worry about the supply. The supply is very, you know, like I told you, 42 to 364, these numbers are far apart, which tells you there's not a lot of coins out in circulation. Circulating supply right now is very small to the total supply. A lot isn't out there. All right. That's the one thing we do have to be careful about. All right. And unlocking and stuff like that. But at the same time, they usually have like reasons why they want to use the supply at certain times, and they let it out as it continues to move. So it's something you want to think about. But so gas, gas has to bounce back to the top of the channel, turn into the broadening megaphone. If you see it barely retest, you're going to take a drop to the downside, period. But right now, 15 minutes suggests a break back to the upside. It's similar to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dumps too, gas will dump. The whole market will dump. It'll take everything down with it. If Bitcoin takes a massive 400 to 500 dip, every coin will feel the pain. All right. EA makes the best sports game, hands down. Yeah, so he is now the dude in games for a living. Like, if you look at games for a living and you read about it, and you say, like, who's behind it? What goes on, right? What is games for a living? Who are the founders? And there you see Trip Hawkins right there, right? Games for a Living was founded in 2021. How he doesn't take this to the highest ranks of EA Sports. So, like, I believe I'm getting in at the baseline of something big here with Games for a Living. But again, I could be wrong. But I'm good at this. I search, I look, I do my research, I connect narratives. I understand narratives. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, and this is definitely something that I've been, viably investing in for a while. Bitcoin finally getting the little bit of the move to the upside that we're looking for here on the Maxi Perpetual. And again, there's a lot of bullish divvy here at that area. Told me there should be some type of pump coming. And almost it's got some, look, like shoulder, head, shoulder, kind of, it's got some complex inverted head and shoulder vibe too. To me, that's a complex inverted head and shoulder likely to break to the upside. Now I see a neckline. And I didn't see this before. It didn't reveal itself yet to me. I didn't see it as such, and then I got a neckline from neck, and then I throw that out there, and it also gets me right to this target here at about 35,461. So now I got double confluence, and I still could be 100% wrong. There's no guarantees that I'm right. All right? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. Who knows where the market could go? We pump not because of our own profit. We can make profit even by shorting, but we increase the values by buying the above high to let people know Bitcoin values and let more people join. DIO will melt faces if the game is done. Yeah. Is Hook still in play? It's a good question. It looks nice to me. It's still in a giant cup and handle. It actually broke out and retested already, so it made a little bit of a move. Hook went up 5% in the last, hour and a half, something like that. Came back down. Just look for it to kind of continue a consolidative pattern. I would watch the 1 hour. It could also be somewhat at a resistance coming back down. Or did it break out? No, I just feel like it broke out and it's just retesting here. So you want to see a bounce back up or some type of flag here on Hook. Your 4 hours push in. Your 12 hour. And these coins like Hook, when I see this, Token Metrics also talking about it. I just see 2-3 weeks from now, I don't see how it's not up like 100%. These coins rip. But again, you never know. Right now, it is struggling right there at the tip. You could almost say that maybe it's just still inside the pattern a little bit here. The 12 hour is not amazing for the pattern. See this? Let me get rid of this. Sorry, I got a lot. And I'm wearing down. After like 2 hours, I get worn down. I never thought I was going to stream for 2 hours. I thought I was going to stream for 10 minutes. Who owns the secret sauce of stocks? Sam, I hope you have the best day you can. Your positivity is contagious, and I'm here for it. Thank you, man. If Bitcoin wanted to dump, it did. It would have yesterday, yeah. We pump not because of our own profit. We make profit. It's true they had way more liquidity yesterday, but you never know. So I see it possibly coming back down here to 8.5. This is something we're observing on a bigger time frame, And if it came down to the golden pocket, it would be even better right there at 881. But just keep it on your radar, watch it. I'm not saying jump on in, but keep it on the radar. Was that Hook brings you back. No matter how much Peter loved her, what made Pan refuse to grow was that Hook brings you back. You're funny. Who owns the sauce? I don't know, man. Many people own the sauce. It depends on what sauce you're talking about. So I believe I've kind of bombarded you with a lot of charts, a lot of ideas today. Hopefully most of you are in the trading group, and this is kind of a nice little session for everyone in the group. And if you're thinking of joining the group, I'm telling you, probably a bad idea. I'm a self-made millionaire who works every single day of his life and puts everything I have and pushes you to the limit. Probably a horrible thing to join my trading group. Probably won't help you much. And yeah, you know, you definitely don't want to, you know, if you want to become a millionaire, you don't want to hang out with other millionaires. That's probably the bad idea, and it's probably not going to work, you know. So, yeah, just keep you know, staying in the same place you're at. You know, definitely don't progress. Don't join any groups of any people that are offering new education information. It's better off you just kind of do it by yourself and trip around, you know. Things will probably work out better that way. Yeah, horrible idea, man. Don't hang out with me. It won't rub off, you know. I'm not in a network of like multi-millionaires that could possibly fund any one of your ideas or help you out. Probably, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. So just, you know what? It's probably better off that you don't get to know me. And, you know what I mean? I'm brand new to Keep Trading and Profitable. Thanks to Sam and Master Friend and the group. Best group of traders around. Shout out to Sam. From one Sam to another. Shout out to Deep Forest in the house. God bless you, man. Sam. Who's that, Deep Forest? It's horrible there if you don't like green. Go enjoy time with the family. Ever stop in and pay yourself. I'm going where the money resides. I send 500 in crypto to 5 different family and friends to let them see what crypto does and get them into crypto exposure. With that, I'm a peacock. Yo, let me fly. You're funny, man. I'm residing where the money resides. Amen. Shout out to Crypto Plumber. Do you think the PSG will ever recover, or is it a lost project? I don't know. But look at this 30-minute is about to rip. 30-minute looks really bullish for Bitcoin. I'll be honest. So, and we do have this bar of liquidity hanging out. It's the close one right here, 35.2, 35.1, right where my area suggests we could get to, and then a little pushover. That resistance is 35,081, so that's the first place I would take maybe a partial. Okay. New to this channel and really enjoyed your stream, man. Thank you for being here, Zombie Fish. God bless each and every one of you for being here. You know, we're the most professional announcing voice here. We sound like announcers in football, right? You don't get that anywhere else. So, God bless you all. I love each and every one of you. I got to look at Casper, and then I'm bouncing on out for the day. Let's take a look at Casper. Oh, I mean, thank God I saw this. So, right now, all right, Casper broke out. It's in price discovery about. This is a rising wedge. Rising wedges break out parabolically. I see Casper getting a move, likely making a 100% gain. And remember, Casper is built off the concepts of Bitcoin, but better. That's, you know, that's their sale point. So you have to remember, when Bitcoin rips, it's a really good thing for Casper. Like, they go hand in hand. Like, this might not get hit as hard as other coins during Bitcoin dominance hits. You know what I mean? Just because it kind of runs off the Bitcoin narrative. Right now, I see a play. I see it about to explode. So it looks like Bitcoin's about to move. It looks like some whale gave the okay. And I again, I know it sounds strange. I see a move coming. This is about to rip. Look at the 15-minute. That, again, I'm not a financial advisor, and I own like 20 grand of this. So of course, like, great, right? But I don't care whether you buy this or not. This thing is about to move. There's like a 90% chance this thing is about to break out based on the stochastics RSI, and it's a beautiful pattern. It's moving up. The stochastics want to push up. You got a little bearish div here. That would keep me a little worried. But at the same time, when things are ripping and you have resistance, the second you break above 5.5, you are gone. This looks like you know, and again, it could break down. Nothing is guaranteed in trading. It could dump all the way to the downside right now. But that looks very interesting to me. That's an ascending triangle with low stochastics on the 15-minute. I wouldn't be surprised if that breaks out in the next 5 to 10 minutes, literally. I would watch Casper very, very closely. All right. And I go live on the weekends because no one else does. You know what I mean? And I don't take days off because there's money to be made all the time. And there's definitely things we need to consider no matter what. And some days, like, we could lose a key area on Friday night. On Saturday morning, then I need to go live for the people that are here that are learning. And every single day, there's a beginner in my trading group or someone that just started watching me, and they don't know as much as us, the guys that have really been doing it. So every day is a first day for someone. Every day is a day where I can explain divergence, explain support or resistance, and help someone begin the education on the right path so they don't do what I did for years, playing games. You know, if I had the right mentor from day one, things would have changed for me completely. And so I want to right the wrongs that were in my life. I want to help you change your life. And in turn, I get to do what I love to do, which is teach every single day. Like, I got to give away knowledge that I had, and that's the key. Everyone, I love you all so much. I really, really appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope you have a wonderful day and stay blessed. I'll see you later on. And Bitcoin may even just go sideways throughout the day. My prediction is sideways or to the upside for Bitcoin until I get back at 8 p.m. God bless each and every one of you, and may you have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and day. Crypto is life. Be safe, everyone. God bless. Thank you for everything. Gratitude is my attitude from the morning to the night. Amen.